The ranch is heading to Las Vegas for the National Finals Rodeo.
Let's do this. Cowboy Channel, Cowboy Christmas. We're hanging out at booth 30058 today, and every day right here. It's the sound of Texas 95.9 The Ranch, and we're being joined today with Olivia Harms. How are you, girl?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to be here. This is like the best part of being in Las Vegas is coming and doing all the shopping.
Well, last year we got to have you up on the stage for a little bit, have you just come play some tunes, and then, you know what, we're like, this girl, we got to invite her back.
Well, I'm so glad to be back. This is so fun. This was a highlight last year, so I'm thrilled to be back.
Well, the cool thing that I've got to say is you playing last night, got to walk up, and I was not in my nice attire. But I look over on the stage, and there you are in the Westgate at the I-Bar just jamming out before the performance last night.
Yeah, that's where the band and I are playing. I did a little acoustic set yesterday, and then the band and I are playing tonight from 10 to midnight, and then again on Monday from 10 to midnight. So it's fun to have the fellas all here, and that'll be a good change of, jam tonight. We go acoustic to full band. So fun.
So are you still in Nashville?
I'm actually based in Texas now. What? I mean, I'm like really am a gypsy. So where's my Texans at? Woo, there we go. Yeah, I'm a total gypsy. I was born and raised in Oregon, so if there's Oregonians, yes.
I heard one out there earlier.
Yes, yep, that's where I'm from. And then I went to Nashville for a while, did a lot of songwriting. So Tennesseans, we got Tennesseans here? No, that's all right.
Crickets, it's totally fine, right?
Texans and Oregonians.
Texans.
Yeah, so I meandered down to Texas, and I'm based right out of Granbury, Texas right now.
So you've been touring a lot in Texas, by the way. And when I was looking at some things, felt bad last year. I didn't congratulate you. I didn't know you were on the 30 Under 30 in Cowgirl magazine.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it was definitely an honor. It's a really amazing thing that Cowgirl magazine does. Every year they take 30 incredible women, and I was totally honored to be in it with 29 other incredible ladies. And they just honor folks that are obviously under 30 and making a difference in the Western way of life. And I don't know how they pare that down. There's so many incredible young ladies out there, but it was definitely a fun event. They hosted at the Drover in Fort Worth, so you get to feel kind of bougie and, do the whole thing.
Listen, when you can do that and dress like this girl does, she rocks the suits unbelievably well. And the Western, so your style of music, go ahead and describe it, for we got a bunch of people walking up right now that may not be familiar with you.
Yeah, so if you're listening to Olivia Harms music, a lot of times people ask me what my genre is or how I came up with my genre, and I think it really is a melting pot of all the places that I've kind of done music. Coming from Oregon, growing up there, we listened to a lot of traditional country, Bakersfield Sound, Merle Haggard, Buck Owens. That's really in my bloodline. And then I went to Nashville and wrote a lot of music there, and then I've just always been drawn to rodeo radio. I grew up around cowboy culture, and so that's really been my mainstay is rodeo, kind of radio music. And so Texas just seemed like the natural progression, a good fit for me. And so I guess it's a honky-tonk, Bakersfield, cowboy, and a big crock pot, and then you get, that's Olivia Harms music.
That's the best description ever. So we got a crowd already rolling up here. Do you mind playing us one of your songs real quick?
I would love to. Yeah, so I'll do my most recent one. This is a song that I wrote just in case Jolene ever takes your man. I love Dolly Parton. She's always been one of my favorite female artists. And I've always played Jolene as long as I can remember. It's one of my favorite songs to do a cover of. And I thought, well, if Jolene really does take him, what are we going to do? I travel around with my 2 cow dogs wherever I go. I live in a trailer part-time. Tow my little trailer with me, so I always have a place for me and the dogs to stay. So if Jolene took him, I think I'd sit in my kiddie pool right out back of the trailer, give me some wine, and I'd have myself a pretty good time. So I wrote this song, and it was my first top 10 hit.
Yes.
Pretty exciting. It's called Kiddie Pool. It goes like this. Call me up one more time with some lame excuse. Truck broke down on the edge of town, swore it was the truth. It don't matter 'cause I know better, I've heard his lies before. If he comes by, he'll be surprised I'm locking my front door. I'm in the kiddie pool with a garden hose out in my my backyard. Looks like he stood me up again, but he thinks I'm taking it harder. I'm playing it cool, doing alright. Stereo on and Christmas lights, Patsy Cline and a bottle of wine underneath the stars. I'm in the kiddie pool with a garden hose out in my backyard. Oh, that's right. I think that'd be the best way to take care of that if, he ran off with Jolene. Probably drinking beer with his buddies at the local honky-tonk. Says he's gonna give it up, but I know he won't. This ain't no pity party, I'm having the last laugh. Me and my 2 cow dogs, we're gonna make a splash. In the kiddie pool with a garden hose out in my backyard. Looks like he stood me up again, but he thinks I'm taking it harder. I'm playing it cool, doing alright. Stereo on and Christmas lights, Patsy Cline and a bottle of wine underneath the stars. I'm in the kiddie pool with a garden hose out in my backyard. All right, Vegas, it's gonna get even better. Are you ready? Yeah. Woo, let me hear you. Are you excited or what? It's gonna get better. Oh, there we go. Well, it's a classy kind of trailer park. They don't give a rip. So about midnight I might turn out the lights and take a skinny dip. Oh, just mean those dogs. In the kiddie pool with a garden hose out in my backyard. Looks like he stood me up again, but he thinks I'm taking it harder. I'm playing it cool, doing alright. Stereo on and Christmas lights, Patsy Cline and a bottle of wine underneath the stars. I'm in the kiddie pool with a garden hose out in my backyard. Well, thank God there's a kiddie pool and a garden hose out in my backyard. Well, that's right.
Let's give it up. Yeah, Olivia Harms. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for listening.
I'm down for the kiddie pool.
Anytime.
Seriously.
Anytime. I know. I'm so glad to be in Texas where you can use your kiddie pools a little bit longer. Oregon, it's kind of a limited season up there.
You got 3 days, right?
That's right. 3 days a year. You better make it count.
Well, you got the sophomore album that you released, right?
Yes,
SoCal Girl.
yes.
And that's where that came from.
It did?
Oh,
Yes,
my
ma'am.
goodness. Well,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
excited to hear. Are we going to get some new music
We got
anytime
new
soon?
music. Yeah, I was just in the studio at the beginning of November. I was in Austin, and I recorded 5 new songs.
Ooh.
So I have some new music dropping in January, which is really exciting. The first single that's going to come out is one called This Ain't My First Rodeo, so maybe I'll do that for you a little bit later. But I'm really excited to get some new music out. All my wonderful Olivia Harms followers have been listening to Rhinestone Cowgirl for the last couple years, so it's time to get some brand new stuff out there.
We're hanging out with Olivia Harms, who is going to be playing later on today at the iBar in the Westgate. So if you like what you hear now, come join the party later on.
Yes.
10 p.m., correct?
10 to midnight, yeah.
All
Come
right.
party with
Woo!
Olivia Harms and the Roadrunners. We're going to have fun.
Yes. I don't know if you saw 10 p.m. last night, but there was a rowdy crowd. So
Yes.
gear up, all right?
We're excited. Yeah, we're ready to get Western with y'all. It'll be fun.
Well, I'm super excited about that. Now, you have a very musical background.
I do.
Your family, you got your first guitar at how old?
6. Santa Claus brought me my first guitar when I was 6 years old. So, never know what Santa Claus might bring you that just totally inspires the rest of your life.
How was playing the guitar at 6, though?
I grew up, my mom is a musician, and so I grew up watching her play guitar, and that was my dream to get a guitar. So Santa Claus brought me a baby Taylor, and I was really excited. She's always made it look so easy. And so I remember I opened it up, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is my dream. And I kind of played around, and I was like, oh, I'll probably have a couple songs, ironed out for you tonight. And then once I kind of got to work on it, I realized you have to build up these pesky things called calluses, and it's a little harder than my mom made it look. So, it took a while. And she was so kind. She always wanted to offer, help or give me, pointers on how to play guitar. But I've always been this stubborn little thing. And so, Mom's help, it took me a long time. I was like, I got to figure it out on my own, And
Oh, yeah.
So we finally got there. And then I finally said, oh, yeah, my mom's actually pretty cool. I guess I should let her help me once in a while.
Well, you make it look easy. 6 to now. I mean, just a
thank
phenomenal guitar player. That's awesome.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank
You know,
you very much.
some of us get guitars later on in life and still can't play them. So let me tell you, it's not easy.
That's okay. I don't have too many other talents, so I'm glad I got these two, and that's good enough.
Well, you got the songwriting as well.
Well, yes, thank you.
Well, when it comes to songwriting, do you find it easier to do co-writes or writes by yourself?
You know, for the first few years of my songwriting career, I did a lot of solo writing, especially through high school and into college. And then as soon as I graduated college, I went to Nashville and I started doing a lot of co-writing. I had a publishing deal, so I wrote a lot of songs and got to do that for a job, and that was great, but I really got stuck in the co-writing mindset. And so then when I left Nashville, because this little silly thing called COVID happened and sent me back to Oregon, I was kind of stuck, and like I didn't know how to write solo for a while. And so This Ain't My First Rodeo is actually one of the first songs that I have written as a solo in a long time, because you just kind of get this mindset as a co-writer that you want to have something to bounce your ideas off of. And when you're going it alone, you're just kind of hoping that you're going to come up with something worthwhile.
That's got to be tough, yes. Well, I'm so glad that you found it out, got into that groove again, and I'm going to let you come up here and play a few more, and I'm excited for the new stuff. But y'all, tonight, make plans, 10 p.m. after the performance, iBar at the Westgate Hotel. Olivia Harms is going to be jamming out, so
it's going to be a good time.
I cannot wait.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. I'll do that new song for you, give you a little teaser, and we'll do this later at the iBar. I got my steel guitar player, my fiddle player, so hopefully y'all like traditional country music, because that's what we're going to play for you tonight. But this one is something I always thought someone would write before me. You know, if you've been around rodeo long enough, you've probably heard "This Ain't My First Rodeo." People say that all the time, right? So I thought, oh, someone's going to write that song. I kept waiting, and I never heard it. So I guess I thought I'd accept the challenge, and this is what I came up with. This little lady was born to run, chasing down the morning sun. About the time you came along, I was fixing to get gone. Sorry it's gotta be this way, maybe I'll come back one day. This ain't my first rodeo, we'll have a good running when it's time to go. I'll leave you in a cloud of dust, driving off in my pickup truck. Darling, don't try to tie me down, won't be long, I'm leaving town. I break hearts, baby, don't you know, this ain't my first rodeo. Ooh. Cowgirls look mighty fine. I like the hats. I don't mean to lead you on it. Sometimes I let things go too long. Big dreams can leave my heart a mess. Too late for me to change, I guess. Sorry it's gotta be this way, maybe I'll come back one day. This ain't my first rodeo, I'll have a good running when it's time to go. I'll leave you in a cloud of dust, driving off in my pickup truck. Darling, don't try to tie me down, won't be long, I'm leaving town. I break hearts, baby, don't you know, this ain't my first rodeo. Ooh, 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 ooh. Sorry it's gotta be this my first rodeo. Have a good running when it's time to go. I'll leave you in a cloud of dust, driving off in my pickup truck. Darling, don't try to tie me down. Won't be long, I'm leaving town. I break hearts, baby, don't you know this ain't my first rodeo. I break hearts, baby, don't you know